It is with deep gratitude that I now get to present for Grace's 8th annual Patron of Women's Rights Award. This award celebrates individuals who strive on a regular basis to make the world a more equitable place for women. Previous recipients have been Maria Shriver, California Senators Liz Figueroa and Carol Liu, Jill Kinmont. Can we stop that, please? Thank you. I'll go on with this incredible list. LA County Supervisor Sheila Kuehl, LA City Controller Wendy Gruhl, and KABC Health Specialist Denise Tador. This year, I am excited to present our award to a dynamic woman who is a pioneer in changing how healthcare is being delivered. Specifically, she is working to get integrative care into mainstream medicine. She is indeed a change agent of the highest order. Our 2017 recipient is Dr. Susan Samueli. I've got more to say. Before I share Susan's very impressive bio, I want to tell you about how I got to know this generous woman. About a year and a half ago, I had the opportunity to sit down with former LA Mayor Richard Riordan to talk about What Elsa for Grace project. The mayor advised me to meet with Mary Odell, director at UniHealth Foundation, and Mary and I quickly bonded because we are both strong proponents of integrative care. In fact, I think she cut me off mid-sentence saying, "Cynthia, you need to know Susan Samueli." Mary went on to tell me about Susan's health journey, which she will talk to you about, along with the work she is doing to change the healthcare landscape. Susan's story seemed almost too good to be true, so I kept it safely tucked in my heart. Then when Mindy said, "This year, let's give our award to a woman in pain who's changing the world," I immediately knew she was Susan. I reached out to her through a colleague via email, and she quickly got back, graciously agreeing to accept our award. When we spoke by phone, the passion sparks were flying so hot that even with severe laryngitis, I couldn't help but talk over her. My bad. We have such a shared vision for wellness through integrative care. The coincidences got more interesting. Susan got sick 35 years ago, the same year I developed CRIPS. Susan met her husband Henry in 1980, the same year I met wonderful John. And Susan founded her Integrative Medicine Center at UC Irvine, the school I sustained the ballet injury that triggered my CRIPS, the school I returned to 23 years later to earn my dance degree from my wheelchair. Wow. During our call, full of aha moments, the comment of Susan's that touched my heart most deeply was when she referred to illness and pain as a blessing in disguise, one that puts you on a path, indeed. As co-founder of the Samueli Foundation, Susan oversees the Samueli family's broad philanthropic endeavors that include STEM education, integrative health, youth services, and Jewish culture. Susan's passion for integrative medicine led to the creation of the Susan Samueli Center for Integrative Medicine at the University of California, Irvine. And this just in. The center will soon become the Susan Samueli Integrative Health Institute and will focus on improving medical care by supporting multidisciplinary research, education, clinical service, and community programs. Susan's been busy, which is not unusual for her. A native of Los Angeles, Susan received her BS in mathematics from the University of California, Berkeley, her PhD in nutrition from the American Holistic College of Nutrition, and a diploma, I love all the smiles, and a diploma in homeopathy from the British Institute of Homeopathy. What I admire most in my heroes is that they take great personal pain and loss and turn it into something beautiful and positive for others. That is the path that Susan has chosen for more than 3 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, she's here, and it is now my great honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Susan Samueli.
That probably was the most beautiful introduction I've ever had. So Cynthia, amazing. Thank you. And thank you for Grace for this remarkable honor. It was quite the surprise. I'm going to move this back because I'm going to stand. It was quite the surprise when I received an email from Cynthia letting me know I was receiving an honor for Grace. I had no idea that an LA-based organization even knew of my existence. So thank you, Mary O'Donnell. But more important, that I could receive an honor for my work in integrative medicine, for which I'm so passionate about. This is a remarkable organization giving voice to those who suffer from chronic pain conditions. And although my passion comes from experiencing chronic autoimmune conditions, I can't imagine a life waking up in pain every day, not being taken seriously, or even worse, being told that the pain might just be symptoms of your imagination. I applaud this organization for its dedication in raising the awareness of this difficult condition. Cynthia and I had a wonderful conversation getting to know each other, and she mentioned that you might want to hear my story about how my passion for integrative medicine, or complementary and alternative medicine as it was originally called, has been transformed into the Integrative Center at UC Irvine and our National Research Institute. I have found so many who have embraced integrative medicine and ultimately came to practice an alternative form of medicine or found their way into integrative modalities just because they came from a place of huge dissatisfaction with conventional and modern medicine. I am no different. Autoimmune illnesses have crazy symptoms and many times are impossible to diagnose and are often accompanied by chronic pain. Naturally, it was on my honeymoon that my life changed drastically. I began experiencing crazy neurological symptoms that, of course, my conventional doc on return from my honeymoon told me were in my head, and my next visit should be to a psychotherapist. I am completely all about therapy, so I wasn't opposed to agreeing, but I spent enough time in my therapist's office to know something was really wrong, and it wasn't in my head. I somehow gravitated to a chiropractor, and basically, that is where my journey began. Although he could not give me a diagnosis, he gave me great advice. He basically said, use this as an opportunity. First, clean up your diet. Second, keep moving. And third, keep looking until I found answers. Unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but I took his advice to heart, and I did just that. Between my homeopathic books, the library, no Google in those days, and health food stores, I shifted my diet to a Mediterranean diet. I got off gluten, and that was in 1983. I also completely took myself off sugar, and I found yoga. Very slowly, I began to feel better, and myself again. And although I was ultimately diagnosed with mild chronic MS, I am actually thrilled that in those days there were no steroids. So the only thing I could put in my medicine bag was homeopathy, diet, and exercise. My passion for complementary and integrated medicine was lit, and I became driven. I knew I had to become a homeopath, a nutritionist, and whatever else I could do to help others who were suffering and were not finding help with conventional and modern medicine. Thus, you could say, my quest began. I created a nutrition-based practice in the San Fernando Valley, prescribing a healthy diet, homeopathy, Chinese herbs, and supplements to others experiencing chronic problems. I had great success, but my favorite client was one who had been diagnosed by an MD and was given prescriptions. I knew that my natural supplements would complement those prescribed by their physician, and these particular clients flourished. It became obvious to me that outcomes excelled when integrating alternative and complementary medicine with conventional and modern medicine. I think it was Andrew Weil who coined the term integrative medicine, and it was my nutrition practice that made me a believer. Unbelievable serendipity allowed my husband's business to succeed beyond our expectations, and we found ourselves moving to Orange County. But this meant my closing down my practice. My very supportive husband knew how devastated I was and suggested that we endow the Center for Integrative Medicine at UC Irvine. This was over 15 years ago. I was thrilled because I knew that the creation of this center supported my belief that conventional medicine and complementary and alternative medicine can work hand in hand. Because the gift was given to a university, we would have the research to give this notion the credibility it deserves. Coinciding with our endowment, we funded the Samueli Institute, which is a national organization that supports research in integrative medicine, promotes national health policy, and has translated research into clinical care. And by the way, a lot of what we learned from that institute was put in the Obamacare package. So the integrative part actually came from our institute. So we are so proud of the many things we accomplished that. Another example is that all branches of the military now use acupuncture for pain-related injuries because of the research and clinical studies that we not only funded but supervised. I mean, it's actually really fun to go to the VA and see the acupuncture that's happening at the VA, and I've done that in Hawaii and also here in Long Beach, and to know that it came from our institute is really something. But one of the problems they have, so I'm off talk a little bit, but one of the problems they have is that the acupuncturists aren't allowed to use their herbal supplements that they're used to using. And so they can use acupuncture for pain, but they can't use the herbal supplements, the Chinese herbs that they know would help them even more. So that's another step we need to take, but they haven't got there yet. My quest for population health began over 30 years ago, and at times it looked like we were going nowhere and constantly fighting the battle conventional medicine was placing at every turn. But step by step, we found more and more MDs referring to our clinic at UCI and more patients whose lives had been transformed by combining conventional medicine and alternative modalities. So as a result, just this last Monday, my husband and I announced a gift to UC Irvine that we hope will transform medicine. Cynthia didn't mention the amount, but I will, because with this amount, you know that something's going to happen. The amount's $200 million. So we think we're getting there. UC Irvine will be the home of a new College of Health Sciences that will bear my husband's and my name. His name is Henry, by the way. The School of Medicine, Nursing, Pharmacy, and Population Health will reside under this new college, and all 4 schools will have an integrative approach. And the reason we know they're going to have an integrative approach is Henry and I are going to sit on every single advisory committee to make sure they do what they say they're going to do. That's what you have to do at a university. So this means our graduating physicians, nurses, and pharmacy students will be studying the integrative medicine, and our university will be conducting research to bring the validity to complementary and alternative medicine and modalities that it certainly deserves. We are very excited about this announcement as we hope to become a national model for integrative health. We believe this model will eventually become the standard approach for promoting health and well-being in our society. So my quest continues, and my hope that all people will benefit from an integrative health system will come to pass. I truly want to thank you all for this honor, especially Cynthia, and it really means so much to me to be recognized by all of you. Thank you. If I can bring Cynthia back up here. I was hoping you were going to come there. So from our foundation to For Grace, we have a gift for Cynthia and for all of you.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to make you cry.
It's $10,000, and we will save a lot of lives. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is the wand.
I just want to say that thank you, Susan. That's a lovely gift. Thank you. You're doing tremendous work, and we are. Hopefully, it's going to create a sea change in how pain care and how basic care is being provided in this country. It's been far too long being done the wrong way. Let's hope this is definitely going to put it on the right path. I just want to say a little bit about the art that the award that Susan received there is from our wonderful resident artist, Radine Marie Cook over there. She is doing all this work. She has done all this tremendous work for us over the years. She's a chronic pain patient, and she, from her own experience, has crafted all this extraordinary work. Please take a look at it. This is our welcoming poster that they're taking photos in front of them. And again, the award that Susan received is a one of a kind. It's an original piece from Radine Marie Cook. So please, another big hand for Radine for this tremendous, tremendous work that she does for us. And it is extraordinary. So this is a very, very special day in many, many different ways.